shoes on. So good morning, everyone. It is Saturday, June something, and hi, Mama. She's sitting on her nest. She's not bothered by me anymore, which is good. I don't need her kamikaze at my head anymore. I'm hooking up my hose here. I have quite the system when it comes to watering my garden. I just looked at the weather, and it looks like Monday we're gonna have some storms, so some rain. It has been over 2 weeks since we've had any rain, and I had to water my garden last week, maybe near 3 weeks, I think, since we've had rain, which sucks. I don't like to water my garden, and I usually don't water it unless it tells me it needs it. The only thing in my garden right now that is telling me it needs water are my potatoes. So that's what I need. And they've been telling me that for a few days now, and I just keep forgetting to water them. So that's what I'm doing. I'm going to water my potatoes. So I've got a hook up here where I have a hose going that way to the garden and a hose going this way to the garden. So I need the hoses that are going this way. So I've got it turned on. Looks like we got a little bit of a leak. Hold on here. That's better. No leak. Alright. And then looks like a gorgeous day. And then I have another one of those separators. So that hose goes all the way under the deck and comes out right here. And has another separator. So I've got one that does up top here. Sorry, the pole pump is really loud. And then let's see which way's on. Which one do I need? I need this one turned on. So I do believe it's on. I'm gonna turn the other one off. And then we're gonna walk. See, it goes down all along the side there. Hey, girls. Pepper tour coming soon. This is why I don't like to water my garden, because it's like an obstacle course that's not fun. So I have some pots of potatoes that look okay, and then these right here are like, give me some water, you crazy loon. So where is there it is. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and water these too, just a little bit, even though they're not saying they need it. I think I'm just going to go ahead and water all my pots, because some of my plants are looking like they really want to do something. They're struggling. They're struggling hard. So as I'm watering, there's my cotton ball. I think it needs to be re-soaked with peppermint oil. Then I just replanted some gourds, Martin House gourds, because they weren't coming up. And I replanted them, and the seeds for these are coated in like a pink coating. I saw this just laying in the dirt. So apparently this is why I can't grow Martin House gourd plants, because again, chipmunks or squirrels or birds or something. So my hope is that they haven't gotten to them all. And I made this little makeshift thing that I'm gonna try to sit here. I planted like 10 seeds. I'm almost out of seeds. I really want these gourds there. I want to make chicken decorations, but I only saw a couple of seed caps, so hopefully there's still some down in there that will germinate, but so we'll see if maybe this will keep them from wanting to mess with this area here. I don't know. And as I'm walking around the garden, I noticed this. I have finally one lemon drop watermelon that germinated right there. So what I'm doing is I have this, I don't know if it's gonna fit. My little micro dwarf that's behind it's gonna have to go in with it. So I'm hoping it still gets enough light, but I'm going to protect it. I got this little basket at the Dollar Tree. I'm gonna invest in more of these because, and then I'm taking these little hooks that I have, ground hooks, and just gonna hold it down, because once these little seedlings get much more established, like another week or two, then the pests don't seem to want to bother them once they're bigger. So I just need to get them to the point where nothing can come and like chop off their heads. I've got another, I think a lot of stuff hasn't germinated. Here, this one here, this is my Sharon Taze melon. I think a lot of stuff hasn't germinated because of no rain. So I'm just gonna keep doing this as I see a seedling pop up. This one's a little bit further along. Another, it's got its first true leaf. I don't have another stake thing, so I'm just gonna put a rock on top of it here. Hopefully that'll do the trick. Alright, so I just got done putting up my video of my greenstock tower, the tour of it, and I made a boo-boo. Apparently, I can't pronounce things, and I also can't spell them. So in this tower, I said it was Zip and Zanecki. I can't remember exactly where that one is, but it's, yeah, here it is. Okay. See, I wrote Zip and Zanecki on this one. Well, I wrote it right on the one that's over here. Jip and Janecki. It's Jip and Janecki, not with a Z, with a J. With a J. Okay. Sorry if y'all try to look that up. You're like, what? Okay. But Jip and Janecki. Okay, now that I've sprayed the neem oil, the next thing on my agenda today is I wanted to dry some of my mints. I'm interested in making my own tea, and cold tea and hot teas, and so I have an abundance of mints growing out there, different varieties, and I just got this on Amazon. This thing is super cool, and it's got these little door pockets. I'm not sure if I showed this yet. And you just put your mints in there to dry. So I'm going to go out and get some mints and fill this thing up and see how it does. Clippers. Alright, clippers. So I need to make sure I label which ones are which. So this one is peppermint. All right, so let's get peppermint going first. All right, a big bunch of peppermint. I'm just gonna lay that out. And then I'm gonna stick a label in here with it because I will not remember. I know that to be certain. Okay, so I've got it filled up now. So like I said, I have the peppermint up top. Then here in the middle, I put my chocolate mint. And chocolate mint's really pretty. It's darker, and on the underside it's got a little bit like of a purpley color to it. It's delicious. I like to just grab a bite of it as I'm walking by. It tastes like, you know, those candies that you get at Olive Garden. They call them the mints, the after dinner mints, but it's candy. But that's what they taste like. So good. And then down at the bottom I have My strawberry mint's not looking too good, so I just took the tops off. The lower leaves were kind of yucky. Like, even this one's not so great. So I just got a little bit of the strawberry mint, and then on this side I have apple mint. And apple mint is like really fun because it's like fuzzy. I don't know if you can tell on camera how fuzzy it is, but it's really soft. It's like, I don't know, I like it a lot, but I got a good bit of that. That one's looking really good. So those are the mints I'm drying. I have probably 5 or 6 more different kinds of mints, but I don't want to crowd them too much in this thing, so I'm just gonna leave them like that. Okay, so I've got the next task on my to-do list pretty much done, but I'm about ready to haul these two down into the greenhouse. That's where I'm going to keep them. I can monitor them, make sure they stay watered and they don't get beat up by the sun too much while they kind of adjust to being transplanted. I've got only 5 more to go, so I've got these containers I need to fill up, and that's where they're going to stay probably for 2 more weeks. Until all of these can go into my new green stalk towers that I got. So when my husband got up on this day a little later, we decided to have an impromptu day date, and I had a patient tell me about a new greenhouse in Orrstown, Pennsylvania, which is run by the Amish. And I gotta tell you guys, this place was amazing. She was absolutely on point. I fell in love with this place. I cannot wait to go back again. There was just so much stuff to look at. It was incredible. And on Saturdays, they close at 4. And I was a little bummed because we got there at about 3:15. So I had like 45 minutes to run through this place and try to look at as much as I could. And I even with just 45 minutes, I still did a good bit of damage. Oh, these are neat.
Is this bigger than the other place?
I feel, oh, is this a honeyberry? I'm growing these. Is this a honeyberry? So from what I could look at, they had a ton of different berry bushes, even honeyberry bushes, which are pretty hard to find. They had a whole section of fruit trees, a whole section of these arborvitae, and the prices of this stuff was really, really good. I had just gotten a couple of these trees at Lowe's, and they were $45 a piece, and the trees here, same kind, were $35. Right here was a whole section of different kind of butterfly bushes. I did not get a chance to look at these, probably a good thing. I probably could have stayed in here looking at all of this stuff for hours and hours. When you go inside the greenhouses, they had so much stuff. These are all the mints that they had. They had an entire section of basils. They had an entire table of a variety of heuchera. I absolutely adore heuchera. I don't have yet. I don't think so. I've been looking for some interesting like creepers to put in pots, and they had this entire table full of different kinds of creeping plants. Bugleweed. I've been looking for a new clematis to go in this planter that I have out on my deck, and they had several different varieties of clematis. They had them in these larger pots, and then they also had smaller ones that were a little cheaper. And while my husband was in checkout, I was perusing the last tables that I didn't get a chance to look at. They had this whole section of fairy garden plants. They had a whole table of cacti. Oh, I kind of took this clip just so I could go back and look at it again. I didn't get a clip of the store, but inside the actual store, they have a whole bunch of different, like, decorations and different kinds of pottery. Oh, this place was just, oh, I could spend hours in here. Look at that plant. That's gorgeous. Here's all the different kinds of ivy. They had indoor plants too. Here's a money tree. I already have one of these. They're so cute. Small snake plants. I should have got one of those. I didn't.